In January of 2023, I had some type of allergic response to something I had eaten. I'm not sure exactly what it was, and I do know that I have always thought that I have sensitivities to food. Something like that happened. It sent me on a path of searching out something to help me, and I had heard a podcast with Joe Rogan and Jordan Peterson from like few years ago, with Jordan Peterson talking about he and his daughter Mikhaila Peterson had all these autoimmune issues, and how that they literally only eat ruminant animals, salt and water. And so I started to research. I listened to the Mikhaila Peterson, the guest of Joe Rogan, from like 5 years ago. And then I started looking at her channel because YouTube has always been my favorite way to learn things and research things. You can learn anything from YouTube. Anything. I have 4 autoimmune issues, and I thought, okay. So I started researching elimination diets. There's GAPS, there's all kinds. Okay, I'm going to give carnivore, animal-based way of eating. I'm going to give that a shot. I can do that for, in the beginning I think I was going to do it for 2 weeks. And then after 2 weeks I thought, okay, I'll do it for 30 days. And then once I got to about 30 days, I was like, forget it. Everything I researched, I'm going to try it for 90 days. So I think after listening to some interviews on Mikhaila Peterson's podcast channel on YouTube, that I was introduced to Dr. Ken Berry. I really liked him because I wanted to learn about, coronary artery disease. Am I going to have a heart attack? And, my cholesterol is going to go way up, that kind of thing. And Dr. Berry breaks it down in very simple terms and gives lots of information about that, and then backs it up with studies. So if you watch his channel, he will put the links of the studies. So from there I found Laura Spath's channel. And I love Laura's channel because she's totally normal, she's average, she doesn't spend tons of money on food. She has a budget and she keeps it simple, and I love watching her videos, and I love her and her husband Chris's story of where they started and how far they've come. That led me to Nutrition with Judy because I'm pretty nerdy, so I love Judy's channel because she has guests on, and she talks about the science behind things, and she can get really deep, but she interviews all kinds of different people, and I love watching her channel for that. And Judy's she's such an advocate also for root cause. If you're having these symptoms, you got to find the root cause. So Nutrition with Judy, if you want to listen to other practitioners, functional medicine practitioners, that type of thing, it's very interesting to me. And then Laura Spath and Judy Cho do a podcast, which I love podcasts, and they do a podcast called Cutting Against the Grain, and I listen to that every single week because I love it. So I saw, I would type in, carnivore diet, heart attack, and that's when Dr. Berry's channel would come up. And then I must have typed something in, and Neisha's channel came up. So I was watching Neisha's channel, and she's talking about getting, dropping into the community, Dr. Berry's community. And it took me a couple of minutes, probably a couple of videos, to realize Neisha is married to Dr. Berry because she does refer to him as Dr. Berry. Neisha and Dr. Berry were having, they had a live stream episode, and they mentioned, this was a couple months ago, they mentioned having Amanda on to interview. And I was like, who's this? And they were like, she's really straightforward, no nonsense, and her story is really inspirational. So I looked her up. Amanda is Carnivorous Me. Oh my gosh. She's one of my favorite channels too, because in less than a year, she has completely changed her life. It really makes me emotional. I think it's been, at the time of this recording, it's been 10 months, and she's lost over 100 pounds. Probably, I think it's like 110 pounds. And if you watch her very first video, and then you watch her most recent video, it is the most incredible thing. Okay, I gotta, hang on. Okay, I got myself back into control. I don't know why that made me so emotional, but if you watch her channel and her videos, you'll probably get emotional too. It's incredible how she has transformed her life. I'm so happy for her. So anyway, then I think, I can't remember how I found Kelly Hogan, but Kelly Hogan is My Zero Carb Life. Her channel's name is My Zero Carb Life. I will link her in the description. But I love Kelly. Kelly's got this great, bright personality. She has no nonsense, but she's just funny. And I like her videos too, because a lot of them are very informative about, because she interviews that bird. I love hearing it, but Kelly is so bright and positive, and she's been doing carnivore, keto, and then carnivore for years, like over 10 years, 13 years, I think 13 years total. Yeah. And she's very healthy. I really liked hearing these people's stories because it just gave me encouragement over and over and over. And everyone on the tubes, they do it a little bit differently. They make it work for their, their lifestyles. I learned a lot about them, if it was from Laura and how to grill a steak and a reverse sear and this whole new world of how to prep meat. I love Neisha's channel because it's it's vlog and you get to see her babies, and she's more ketovore, so she does eat some other things. She eats onions. I know that, and I love seeing their farm. It's nice to hear people. And then Amanda, she lives I think she was at Washington State, so I love seeing her stuff. She goes on hikes and she takes us along, and Kelly, she does a lot of that too. Anyway, those are some of my favorite carnivore channels, carnivore, keto, low carb, zero carb channels that I'm pretty much obsessed with right now. There's a ton of others. Oh, the two other ones I just found, and they both do more short form videos that are hilarious. One is, it's Courtney Luna. Oh my gosh, Courtney, she's amazingly funny, I think. She does a lot of what I eat in a day. I think all of them do that except Dr. Berry, but Neisha does it. And Courtney will put up her, comments, the hate comments she gets from on TikTok, and these people, they're rude. People are rude, but we do have to laugh about it. And then Lillie Kane, Lillie Kane, she does a lot of short form. That's how I found her short form videos. But then I'd listen to Amanda have Lillie Kane on, and they did a Zoom call, and it was about mental health and improvements, and that made me emotional as well. Oh my gosh, I could get emotional about it right now. I think my hormones might be a little out of balance because I am premenopausal. So I recommend all those channels, and there's a ton that I haven't even talked about. So I hope I can use some of this footage. That bird, he wanted to be in the video too.